When you say, oh, I tried everything, you probably haven't. Hey winners, spend some time with me in this beautiful Croatian sunset. Look at this. Wow. So today what I wanted to talk about was how we see ourselves, how we see things. If someone asks you, what do you really want in life? People will jokingly say, I want to become a millionaire, a billionaire. I want to look like a Greek goddess and have lots of money and this and that. And this is kind of, we say this jokingly, but that everyone wants money and freedom and all of the things. But also, here's also the thing: if you truly really want to have something, we have to see ourselves like that already. So if someone really wants to become a millionaire or have lots of money, he or she would have to live like one at first. So that doesn't mean we have to spend all our money or anything, but we have to live like a person who have all those things. So if you want to look like a Greek goddess or someone very, very fit, what does their life look like? How do they live? Do you live like them? If your answer is no, then that's the only answer you need, basically, because what do very fit people do? They work out almost every day. They follow a strict diet routine. They have different habits than you probably have, right? So the first thing we would need to do is find out, if I want something, who already has this and how do they live? What do they do? If you're not seeing yourself as someone very, very fit, then you might not be really fit. But do you see yourself as someone who would live this kind of life? You need to find out where you are at first, of course, because we all want to make changes, but you need to know where you are at first. And if you really want that life, maybe you don't want a millionaire life. Millionaires don't go around throwing money around. They work hard as hell. Most of them, of course. They work hard as hell. They do different stuff for this. They want this life, and so they live in a certain way. So you would have to save money instead of spend it at first. You would need to do a lot of things that these people do. Maybe you would have to change jobs. Maybe you would have to educate yourself even more. Are you willing to do those things? So when you say, oh, I tried everything, you probably haven't. Of course you haven't tried everything, and that's a good thing, because that means that you still have a shot. If someone else is capable of doing this, then you probably are too. Ask yourself, what do I need to sacrifice? What do I need to do to be able to lead the same life that they do? And you have to put in some work. If you're not willing to do that, then joke is all you will ever have to do, jokingly say, oh, I would love to become a millionaire. Yeah, you probably don't, because not enough, you know. Do you want it enough? Then you will change your life. If you don't want it enough, then you won't do anything. You will just wish for it. So if you want to be super fit and have abs, then it's a lifestyle. You need to know that doing a few crunches every day won't get you there. It's a lifestyle. Everything is kind of a lifestyle. Everything that you probably want is a lifestyle. Becoming rich, having a beautiful house, being fit, all of these things require a certain lifestyle, and you have to be willing to change your lifestyle for that lifestyle. So please know that you can set goals all you want, but how you see yourself and what you are willing to do is basically what it comes down to. And the most simple of ways to do this is identify someone who has the things you want and find out what they do. What's their lifestyle like? What is their calendar like? What do they eat? What do they do? When do they sleep? When do they wake? What do they do? And then you can say, okay, I can change my lifestyle. I can see myself doing this. I can be this person. I can be this person that gets up at 4:30 in the morning and work out, and then eat things I probably don't like, but yeah, because the result is more important than my taste buds at the moment. Or I can change my jobs. I can whatever. What, you get the point. So you don't have to joke. It's not like you were given this life and this is all that it is for you. You can change it. You just need to find out where to start. What do they do? I can do it too. Okay. So that's little inspirational. Also, maybe I just gave you a big burden, because now you can't say that it's about talent, because it's not. It's about a lifestyle and what you're willing to sacrifice. But you already knew this, right? Yeah. Is it important? You will find a way. You know that quote. I want to talk about how we complicate things for ourselves. Imagine you have this problem. Surely you don't have problems, right? Imagine you have this problem and you're trying to solve it, and most often we make things super complicated when we're trying to solve problems. We think about the problem more than we think about the solution, actually. Next time you have a problem and trying to solve it, think about this. Are you really thinking about a solution or the problem itself? So ask yourself this next time: how can I solve this in the most stupid of ways? How can I simplify this in the most stupid of ways? What is the stupidest, simplest solution to this problem? Maybe you have a huge problem. And so let's imagine that you are not you for a second. You know, when a friend comes up to you and asks you about advice or wants to talk about a problem with you, you are not in the problem at that moment. So you have hundreds of great advice for your friend or family or whoever. But for you, it's stupid simple because you are not in the problem. You can see it clearly because you are outside of the problem. I'm sorry. And so be your friend, be someone else, take yourself out of yourself and hear yourself talk about the problem. And so Imagine you were someone else. Take yourself out. It's only when we are outside of it. You know, when you solve the problem and some time has passed by, and you think back to a problem you had, and then you think, wow, Jesus, how that wasn't even as bad as I thought it would be. So then we're out of the problem. We have taken ourselves out of the problem, and it's not that complicated anymore. So you can do this even if you're inside it. You can do this even when it's super intense. You have to take yourself out of it, and then you can clearly see it. So this requires some emotional distance, and whenever you are very emotionally attached to something, you can't do this. So you really need to take yourself out emotionally. And if you're thinking right now, what is she talking about? I can't take myself out emotionally. This is very emotional for me. Of course, but just pretend for a second that you are someone else and you are giving yourself advice. And the only thing you need to think about is simplicity. How can I dumb this down like 10 levels? How do I do this in the most stupid of ways? What is the stupidest advice I could give myself? Take some humor in it. Put in some humor, put in some distancing, and think simplicity, always simplicity. So if you should get advice from a 7-year-old, what would he or she say? What would a 7-year-old say? They would, of course, think it's not that complicated. It's a stupid solution. And this is different ways where you can distance yourself emotionally for a second to get some clarity. When we are above the problem, we take ourselves out of it. When we oftentimes we visualize a problem like a huge thing that's right in front of our eyes, and it's hanging up, it's very vivid, it's large, and we see it like this huge thing. Minimize it. If this is my problem and this is like this big, I will take it down to a small size, like this little tiny ball, and throw it away. And I can see that little ball from a distance. That's the problem. Take it off of your face. Take it out, away from you. And always ask yourself, how can I solve this in the stupidest, simplest of ways? So I hope that helped. I can always solve problems when having this beautiful scenery like behind me here. Sadly, tomorrow I'm going home to very dark, cold Sweden. So maybe I should gather all my problems now and solve them here by the sunset. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, do whatever you need. But remember this, okay? Remember this. How can I solve this in the most stupid of ways? Take yourself out. And now I will take myself out. I will grab a drink and go for a walk in this beautiful scenery. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Stay classy.